Water?
Check.
Snacks?
Check.
Sunscreen?
Check.
Charger?
Check.
TCG?
Check.
3DS?
And check.
Let's go.
We all live in a Pokemon world.
Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Taz here. The lab coat's on back order, and it's time for episode number 8 of our Pokemon GO series here on the channel. So for today's episode is actually my 7th day in the 7-day streak. So I decided what I'm going to do is start things off by showing you what happens on the 7th day if you get a Pokestop every single day, at least, you know, your first Pokestop of the day sort of thing. So came up here to what I was going to hope to be a not too windy, not too loud section of the city. As far as loud goes, it's not that bad. There is a bit of a breeze going on, so you might hear some background wind, of course. Hopefully it's not going to cut out my voice too much. That previous episode from last week, I had to do a lot of editing to take out some sections where I was saying kind of important stuff, but unfortunately, it did have to get cut out because it was just basically, the wind was drowning out my entire voice. But I don't think we missed too much stuff. I think I basically got all the most important stuff across to you folks out there. So I'm here, you can see, at the St. John Arts Center, and of course the wind is picking up right now. So you can see in the background here, I'm actually going to walk right up to it, just so we can try and get a decent bit of footage for it. There's supposed to be a plaque that explains this, but this is a fiddlehead sculpture. Make sure I get it on camera properly. And at some point, I'll do a video to commemorate what the fiddlehead is here for. I can't see the plaque; it is covered in snow at the moment. But we'll get our first Pokestop of the day, and watch how many items you get for the 7th Pokestop in a row. I've also heard that on your 7th Pokestop, you do get one of the evolution items that you need for some of your new species. Look how many things we just got. I already lost count. Let me just double check in my journal and see how many we just got from there. 19 items. And you want to know something? Based on what I just saw, I don't think I saw any of the evolution items. Let's do a quick scroll through. No. So the 7-day streak that I heard people talking about is apparently a falsehood, because if it was true, I would have gotten something like an upgrade or a dragon scale. But I was walking with my nephew the other day, and he did pick up, I think it was an upgrade from one of the Pokestops, and it wasn't his first stop of the day. I don't even think it was his 7-day streak going on. He just randomly got it. So I'm going to hope that I can get a lucky break with one of these other Pokestops here later on. For the time being, I'm going to add another Pokemon to our collection. We're going to grab this Ladybug here, and you can see exactly how much experience, how much, I don't think you get more candy, but you get more Stardust for your first catch of the day on the 7-day streak as well. So there is the capture. And normally you get like 100 experience points per capture. So we got 3,100 Stardust for that. And 2,660 experience points. Look at all those bonuses. We got the streak bonus, first catch of the day, curveball, first throw. Look at all that. Of course, no boosted candy, but that's what the pinap berries are there for. So we do have a number of Pokemon on the go. I'll show you the basic collection for the time being. Oh, I want to mention this too. For the first time in a long while, as soon as I got here to the Uptown area, you'll see there's a Team Instinct gym, and it was already there before I showed up. So I did drop a Pokemon in there. I'm currently sitting at the 2nd spot, Bushroot the Vileplume. But I also noticed at the city market, there is a single Snorlax standing guard. I'm gonna be kind of greedy here. I'm gonna go for broke. I'm gonna run down there and try to conquer that gym, and I'll show you that. And if I can manage to get that, I can get twice as much points, or twice as much coins, twice as much Stardust for getting 2 gyms at once. So without further ado, I'm gonna run down there and see how all that goes. So we're now here at City Market. Let's see if we can quickly pummel the Snorlax down. Now, I did leave my strongest Pokemon, unfortunately, back at the Aquatic Center gym. I'm going to leave with Pinky. Our next strongest is now Flamester the Flareon. And let's go with what they have here. Hopefully, we can weaken it a little bit, lower the prestige. Don't know if, well, we have to knock out the Snorlax to lower the prestige at least a little bit. And most of the time, I find Snorlax has Psychic-type hits. Therefore, good old Pinky, at least our surrogate Pinky until we can find a male Slowbro, should be pretty good to dish out some damage back to this thing. I've seen a lot of Snorlax in the area. Quite often they have Earthquake for their charged hit. So hopefully, if we do have that coming our way, we can dodge some of those. You'll see here, Pinky's not doing too bad. There is the Earthquake. Dodge, 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 dodge! Nope. Let's get that Psychic off. Pinky's about to fall. We've got the Snorlax down over halfway, though. We still have 66, 65 seconds on the clock. Flamester comes in next. Now, unfortunately, Flamesaur does not resist the Psychic type, looks like Zen Headbutt. Earthquake is going to do a decent number on our Fire type. But if we can get this Heat Wave off, can we get the knockout? Not quite. Come on, dodge. Yes. Alright, let's lower the Snorlax down. Come on. Professor Chaz wants 2 gyms today. Okay, Snorlax is beaten. We lower the prestige by 2,000 points. Let us quickly claim this gym for ourselves. We're putting Luma in, our next highest right now. And if I'm correct, we should still have the city market, the aquatic center. We're going into the shop. We're getting 2 coins worth, or 20 coins, 1,000 Stardust. Yes! As sad as it sounds, that is a big accomplishment in the daily adventures of Professor Chaz, getting 2 gyms at once. It is usually not quite that simple for me to do. But we have accomplished that. I guess now we can take a moment to mention some of the new Pokemon I've been training up. Basically, just like in Pokemon Moon, as you were seeing if you're watching that playthrough, I like to wait till I get 5 of a particular encounter before choosing which one to train. So, I've got a few new Johto Pokemon to show off here. I do have, first of all, 5-star the Ladybug. I have got, what I'm kind of proud about, Smarty the Hoot Hoot. If you've been watching like Pokemon Silver all the way through Sapphire and even a bit into Pokemon Moon, I do have a Smarty, or have a Noctowl named Smarty. This is the Pokemon GO representation right here. We got Savage the Diglett, that's not a Johto Pokemon. We have, I wasn't sure what to name this Pokemon. I decided to go with Johtotem. The reason is, of course, it was a totem pole Pokemon, the Xatu. It was the original totem from back in Johto, so Johtotem. I don't know, I thought it was kind of a catchy name. What else do we have to show off? I've got Scout the Sentret, and I think that might be all as far as main Gen 2. No, we got Bebop the Swinub. I want to combine Bebop to make a team with our eventual Rhydon, Rocksteady. If you're fans of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles out there, you get the name references, the Rhino and the, not Warthog exactly, but anyway, Bebop and Rocksteady. So what we're going to do for the rest of this episode is see if I can find a special item from one of these other Pokestops. There's a lot of options. I've got a lot of time to wander around and just see what all I can get. And if I do happen to find one of those special evolution items, I will show you. And I might round out this episode with some evolutions towards the end, so stay tuned for that. It's kind of difficult to find some spots that are secluded from the wind, unfortunately. But I'm going to access, if you can see in the background over there, the SPCA statue. Normally I prefer to walk up to places and get the Pokestops, get the items and such. But unfortunately, well, I do that when I'm not recording, but with me recording right now, I got to try to minimize the wind sound effect on the camera. Although I have looked into it, and I think in a little while I can get a personal audio recorder that I can put in my pocket and put a little, like a collar microphone on, which I would hope will kind of minimize the background noise like loud traffic, wind, all that good stuff. But for the time being, hopefully this isn't too bad for you folks out there. And as I say this, we have not yet found an evolution item. But I'm going to head down towards the boardwalk at Market Square and see if anything turns up there. So, wish me luck. But let's get this capture here. I can mention one more thing that I could have been talking about in the videos. I haven't really been doing it. But let's wait and get this Wooper capture first. Simple as that. Wooper is now added to the collection. I already have Wooper anyway, but I didn't mention this either. You'll notice that if you see certain Pokemon with gender differences, like female Wooper here has only 3, prongs on the side of its head. Male Wooper has 5, and you can see that on the overworld map too, so you know what kind of gender you're going to catch. If you're looking for a specific gender of Pokemon for whatever reason, then that's the way you can do that. And would you look at that? The Aquatic Center gym has already been taken over, so I got to heal a Pokemon. I'll do that momentarily, but I got a comment on one of the videos, or the last video, from my friend down in, I think, Texas? I don't remember, but John Eric, or Clay, as I've come to know him. Hey Clay, he did say that he likes seeing me traipse around in the snow, because in his area of the world, they either never or very rarely get snow. And you'll see here, I had to do a little bit of trekking to get through to this last Pokestop, so just for the heck of it, for anyone out there that does not live in an area where you get a lot of snow, I'm going to take you on a nice little winter wonderland walkthrough of this very unplowed, very rough, very sticky, snowy section. Just fire up your favorite Christmas tunes, even though we're in February, never mind that, ignore that fact, and just enjoy this walk as I might fall and die, but I don't think I will. You know what? We're getting through this quite well. Have I jinxed myself before the end? Quite possibly. But as you see there, I made it. I'm alive. Now, let's keep looking for some special items from the Pokestops. And as we approach the moose statue, we have another egg hatching. I can't recall if this is a Gen 2 egg or not. I don't know when I picked it up. Let's see what we get. We got a Psyduck. At least we've got 1,600 Stardust and 21 Stardust candies for that. Stardust candies? Psyduck candies. Now that we're here, does that bless us with a miraculous appearance of an evolution item? It does not. Anyhow, let's go ahead and incubate another egg. I do have 3 10-kilometer ones right now. I found what I want to do with these incubators, if I ever get another limited use one, like the 3 use one you can get from the shop, or as they did back during the Christmas event, you get one use incubator every day. I'm going to save those for the bigger ones, like the longer eggs. How do you folks think they're going to implement breeding, if they do, in Pokemon Go? Because of course Gen 2 introduced genders and breeding and shiny Pokemon. So we haven't seen any of the shiny Pokemon yet, but with genders now in the game, breeding could be a thing. But that kind of goes against the whole we get eggs for free from Pokestops, right? Now breeding, you could breed against specific species, for example. You could breed for like, well, given certain held items, you can breed for decent IVs, but that doesn't seem to be as big a thing in Pokemon Go. Now, I've seen people that can see the IVs of their species using certain different kind of accessible apps, we'll say, and I don't really know much about that. I've stayed away from that kind of stuff, but I wonder what they're going to do as far as potential breeding goes. Do you think they should do it as like a, for example, maybe a gym could double as a breeding center and you drop 2 Pokemon off, go back maybe in a half hour and pick up an egg or something? Or should each player have a sort of portable breeding center sort of thing that they can just sort of send 2 Pokemon in the PC, almost like to Professor Willow, but not basically just to get candy. You send 2 Pokemon off, and then they come back, possibly with an egg. That also leaves the question, what are we going to do for egg space? Because we only have space for 9 eggs as it is, and if anyone out there is like me, as you'll see, my eggs are filled. So I don't get around and walk as much as I probably should, and probably would need to hatch these eggs very rapidly. Plus, I've only got 1 incubator. I don't really spend the money to buy other incubators. All that being said, there's a lot of questions as far as what breeding might bring to Pokemon Go, and if they're even going to implement it. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the potential for breeding in Pokemon Go. And speaking of Go, let's go try to find some more evolutionary items. Alright, let's try the crowd of statues. Do we have any luck here? No, we do not. No evolutionary items, but if you take a look at the items that I currently have, I am now over 100 Pokeballs, which means I can go capture crazy. Let's see what cool Pokemon we can find and capture. Alright, in my random wanderings, I see on the nearby, down at our local sports arena Harbor Station, a Wobbuffet. I've never seen one before, as you can tell by the silhouette. I'm going to run down there as quick as I can, see if I can track down this rare, elusive Pokemon. We're closing in on the location. Let's see just whereabouts Wobbuffet might happen to pop up. Of course, while we're here, let's get ourselves a special evolutionary item, because, as you know, I'm not that lucky. So I'm not going to get that. But let's do a quick little wander in the area, see just whereabouts Wobbuffet wants to pop up. And there it is, just in the distance there. You know what? I'm going to say we're close enough. I'm going for this capture. Come on, don't. There we go. I was going to say, don't freeze up on me. And as you can tell, gender differences, it is a female Wobbuffet. This might be a hard capture with one hand. I'll see what I can do. First time finding a Wobbuffet on camera in Pokemon Go, and the first ball catches it. Sweet. New addition to the Pokedex. 710 experience. Not bad. Of course, it doesn't evolve yet, even as far as Gen 7 is concerned. But it's got counter, it's got mirror coat. Kind of curious to see what that does in battle. I might use it at some point. It's only 679, so I probably won't win too many fights, but you never know. Could be kind of handy. But we are that Spinarak we just saw as well, and the battery's starting to get pretty dead. I'm not sure how much more I can capture for today, but if nothing else, I'll come back later for a big evolutionary montage and show you everything that I've got ready to evolve up. And look at all these Gen 2 Pokemon already conquering the city. Here in the Aquatic Center, we see a Porygon 2 is already sitting in there. I could add a Pokemon in there myself, but there's also an Omastar, of course, Gen 1. And there's no need for me to go drop Pokemon for the time being. Yeah, I could help out my team by defending our gym, but you know what? I got my points for the next 21 hours. I'm good. But over here at the City Market, which I don't know if I'll ever be able to conquer again because it's already been lost, you can't even see the face, but the Steelix is sitting right in there. the first opponent, I might want to fight it just for fun. You know, I'm heading that way anyway. Let's do one more gym battle just to fight that Steelix and see how well we can do. I might want to bring Fenton out of, not retirement, but relaxation. Let's head down there right now. So I just made it to the City Market Gym, and already, in that brief 2-minute period, it's been conquered by Exeggutor. So I could beat it up. I'm not going to waste my time or items because I wanted to fight a Steelix, dang it, but now we can't. And I've already got my coins for the day, as I said, so I'm just going to call it a day as far as gyms go. The battery on the phone's getting a little on the low side. Oh, it's under attack again, look at that. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day for the time being, and I'll come back in a little bit, well, in a moment for you folks out there. You can see my evolutionary, what would you call it? Not really montage. You'll see my evolutions in just a moment. So as I'm out walking about, I have a rare chance to see how much candy do you get for an evolved Pokemon, because a wild Kakuna did show up. So we can make this capture without using too many Pokeballs, because it's been a long day. I've been catching a lot of things, and we're running low on Pokeballs. Not really that bad, though. So I don't want to use any berries. Of course, I already have plenty of Weedle and Kakuna. I've already got Stinger and the Beedrill. So this is basically just a test capture. Normally, of course, you get 3 candies for a standard Pokemon. This time around, Kakuna gives us 5. So I would assume the Pinap Berry gives you 2 more, so 7. But if I find another evolved Pokemon, we will give that a try with the Pinap Berry and see just how many candies you get for Pinap Berry evolved Pokemon capture. Alright, another Kakuna has popped up, so let's go into battle against it and try the Pinap Berry. I got 8 of them. Fortunately, this thing doesn't seem to have too much of a high CP. Shouldn't be too hard of a capture. As there's some random screaming happening in the background. The Kakuna is attacking somebody. Let's save the day. We do catch it. Alright, so normally it's 5 candies. With the Pinap Berry, what do we get? An extra 3. Okay. So it is... That was actually more than half of what we would have gotten. So I guess it's basically maybe half and rounded up, because with a 3 candy Pokemon, a basic one, I got an extra 2 from the usual 3 candy. And a 5 candy Pokemon gave me an extra 3, so half of that is 2.5, round up to 3. That must be how it is. You get 50% more candy, rounded up to the nearest whole candy. I think we now have conclusive evidence on how much extra candy you get for using the Pinap Berry. So that's something that we've accomplished today. Very cool.
Alright, we are back home in the headquarters here, the professor's lab, and what a productive day we've had. Now, let me show you first of all how many items I have remaining. As you saw at one point, we did get up over 100 Pokeballs. I'm down to 35, because there's so many new species out there to capture. Now, of course, off-camera, some pretty interesting things happen. Let me show you a couple of new captures that we have from the Johto region. First of all, I'll show you this little guy down here. I'll say 50 kilometer. The 5 kilometer egg that we did set up at the end of, well, as soon as we hatched the Psyduck, I'm getting messages. Anyway, the I almost said 50 again. Stop distracting me. The 5 kilometer egg that we set up after hatching the Psyduck did hatch my second, I was going to say first, but our second Gen 2 baby Pokemon, Tyrogue. Now, I'm still not quite sure what they did with Tyrogue, because originally, with the Gen 1 version, we only had Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and each of them had their own candy. But you can see here, Tyrogue does have 46 Tyrogue candy. And I know for a fact I've only ever hatched a Hitmonlee. I've only ever hatched this Tyrogue. So those candies all come from the 2 hatchings. So I didn't catch any in the wild. What I find interesting, that word, first of all, is pretty interesting itself. But when you see the evolve button down here, it's a question mark. What is it going to evolve into? Now, of course, traditionally, Tyrogue would evolve into Hitmonlee or Hitmonchan or Hitmontop based on its attack and defense IVs, I believe, or just the actual number for the stat. Of course, you can't see the stats in-game, so I'm not sure. I guess you just take a random chance on evolving this to see what kind of Pokemon you get. Should I evolve it right now? I don't know. I might want to hang on to it as a Tyrogue for the time being. Anyway, after that, we did at one point... No, that hatched as I was on my way to capture this next Pokemon, which was found on the boardwalk uptown, Mantine. Now, it's kind of funny, when you look at it in the camera, it looks very tiny compared to how big Mantine should actually be. But we did make this capture, another new addition to the collection. I like to see that it has Ice Beam for 90 damage. Whoops, well, 90 power. Could do some decent damage to all the Dragonite we see filling up the Pokemon gyms uptown. So maybe, especially with the CP of 1374, maybe this could be a reliable Pokemon to start using. Now, generally, I like to use, or, get 5 of a species and then choose one to use, but I I might toss Mantine in for fun. You know, who knows what's going to happen. But anyway, we do have some evolutions to go through. First of all, we're going to go up here to Eevee. Now, we didn't mention this in the last episode, but if you're not aware just yet, of course, in Gen 2, there are 2 new evolutions, Espeon and Umbreon. So, to get your Pokemon to evolve into either or, which one do I want to go with? What I'm going to do is, I guess, go with the Espeon. Now, first of all, I'll show you. You can put a specific nickname to get an Espeon or Umbreon, or so I've been told. If you want to get an Umbreon, this is the nickname, I believe, Tamao. I don't know I think that's how you pronounce that. But we're going to go with the Espeon, and the nickname for that is Sakura, or Sakura, however you pronounce that. We're going to go with that nickname. Normally, I don't use the nickname tricks to get the evolution that I want. I just let some random Eevee evolve back when I had just the Gen 1 update, and boom, they all became the 3 different evolutions, so I was lucky there. But from what I understand, what people have said, the happiness aspect of evolving into Espeon and Umbreon is taken into account in Pokemon Go, so you have to walk 10 kilometers with an Eevee and then evolve it during either the day for Espeon or the nighttime for Umbreon. Since I want to show off the evolution right now, and I haven't walked 10 kilometers, haven't even walked 1 kilometer with this Eevee, I'm going to go ahead and use the nickname trick and nickname this Eevee Sakura, or again Sakura. So what I'm going to do right now, it's time to evolve some Pokemon. But first of all, I'm going to use a lucky egg, and you'll see up here I have a bunch of Rattata, a bunch of Pidgey, Weedle, and Caterpie. I got so many of them. What I do is stock up a bunch of these Pokemon. That way when I use a lucky egg, every time I evolve one of these Pokemon, I get 500 experience normally, but I'll gain 1,000 experience by evolving them while the lucky egg is in effect. So I have a lot of evolutions to go through. Some other Pokemon such as my Santa Hat Pikachu, or Raichu here, or eventual Raichu. I called it Kringle instead of Kringle. Get it? Raichu. Anyway, I will evolve that one as well. A few other odds and ends I'll evolve, but the main focus is down here in the Johto region. We're going to start evolving up some Pokemon. Here we have Scout the Sentret will evolve up into Furret. As much as I tried and as far as I went, as long as I searched, until the battery died on my phone, I couldn't get enough candy for Smarty. I wanted to evolve him in this episode with all these evolutions coming on, but I just can't do it yet. I don't know if I'll evolve him off camera or wait for another lucky egg to fall into my lap. I do have 20 coins now. I could wait. But anyway, unfortunately Smarty can't evolve. We'll evolve 5-star the Ledybah up as well. We do have enough candy for Gwen the Spinnerack. I don't think I mentioned her yet. When I was choosing a Spinnerack, I was going to nickname it either Parker or Peter. You know that reference, I'm sure. But since I saw it was female, I'm like, wait, I can't call it Parker. How about Gwen? Spider-Gwen is a thing, of course. Not enough candy for Chinchou. I got a few Chinchou. I haven't chosen one for my main Pokemon yet. Not enough for Johtotem. I did catch some Sudowoodo while I was out and about. Not enough for Hoppip, but I have selected a Wooper. I'm going to name it Glenn. Well, I have named it Glenn. Not quite ready to evolve that one just yet. I do have Kume, the Murkrow. I was going to call it Chester. If you have watched, I think it was a Canadian show, Mr. Dress-Up. There was a character called Chester the Crow, but it's female. So I went with one of the 2 witches, the 2 twin Rova from Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Kume. The other one is Kodake. And what else is there? That's all I'm going to... No, I'm going to evolve Bebop as well. I got enough candy from Swinub to evolve Bebop. So, without further ado, we're going to go into the items. We're going to drop that lucky egg right now. We have 30 minutes of boosted experience, so let's not waste any time. I'm going to show you these new evolutions on screen, and then we're going to just kind of cut to the end and you see all the experience that I get. So let's evolve Bebop. I just want to wait and watch this happen. Does it sound different? I think it did. Anyway, we now have Piloswine added to the Pokedex. So what I'm doing here, the reason I wait to evolve them under the Lucky Egg, I think I mentioned this before, I gain 500 experience for a new addition to the Pokedex and 500 for evolving. That's 1,000. Double that with a Lucky Egg, 2,000 experience just for that. So we're going to also evolve... Who else is ready to go? We have Gwen, of course. We're going to evolve our Spinnerack into a nice, powerful Ariados. Just wait, I want to hear this again. There is definitely some different sounds going on. Some sort of like energy evolution going on. But there we see Gwen the Ariados. She is now here. Not sure CP-wise how good these Pokemon are because they're kind of easy to find. So I imagine they're not the most powerful. 1004, though. I guess that's not terribly bad. Poison Sting and Mega Horn. Did you see that? Alright, we're now going to evolve up 5-star. Get ourselves a Ledian. I've seen a couple Ledian in the wild, but I have resisted the urge to capture them. Definitely, I like waiting to evolve into the higher up species so that I can get the boosted experience using the Lucky Egg. And I did see, what was it, a Wild Furret. But again, I wanted to wait until I could evolve Scout, our Sentret. That is one more new addition to the Pokedex. Alright. What did you have, Struggle Bug? Okay, I thought it was Struggle for a second. I was like, why do you have Struggle? So we're going to evolve up into Furret. We have seen you in the wild. We did not capture you. I got a photo of it, and that was it. But I like photoing the evolved forms. Once I have it added to the Pokedex, I will capture things like Furret, for example, if I do see it in the wild. Because, of course, now I gain boosted candy for doing that as well. That's 4 new additions. So that was 8,000 experience points just for what I did here. And that's not counting all the other evolutions that we're going to go through. Is there any other new species I want to show off as I evolve? Well, we're going to evolve Sakura, or Sakura. Again, I don't know how you would pronounce that, but... So, the CP was 538 for starters. I've been told that Espeon has a much higher CP than Umbreon. Not quite sure why, but here we see... Boom! Espeon! So, 538 CP going up to... First of all, added to the Pokedex, 10,000 experience total right now. 1814. That is my strongest Pokemon thus far. That ain't bad. Alright, so now we're going to... Who else is ready to go? Now, we didn't get any special items for evolution. I don't still have enough candy yet to evolve the Seadra into a Kingdra yet, but I don't have the Dragon Scale either. Who else is ready? I don't think Rocksteady's ready. No. Let me just scroll through quickly and see if anyone else in the main collection is ready to go. I know they're not just yet, these guys here. These guys are all fully evolved. Well, not McGinnis. We'll get him at some point. Tails, how are you doing? Only 30 candy? Oh, come on. But we are going to evolve Kringle into Raichu. Let's see a Raichu with the Santa hat. Now, I didn't mention this yet, but I'll do another update, probably in the news update video thingy next week, on Pokemon Day, February 27th, I think it is. Pikachu and the wild are going to have party hats to represent Pokemon Day. So, it's one of those things where they're going to keep the hat no matter what happens. Like, you know, as long as you have the Pokemon with the hat, they will keep it. So, that's why I've got a main Pikachu, a main Raichu, and one of each now with the Santa hat. But I guess that is it for the new evolutions. So what I'm going to do is cut the recording, and we'll come back momentarily as we see how much experience I get. There's 11,000 right there. Let's come back for a little bit more experience. So we're pretty much done with all the evolution, but there's one more evolution I want to show on camera. It's been a long time coming, but Sheldon the Wartortle is finally ready to evolve into Sheldon the Blastoise. Now, we recently saw him in Pokemon Moon, and Pokemon Sapphire, actually. Now we're going to see him in Pokemon GO. There we go. My starter was Squirtle. After all this time, I finally have a Blastoise. Not bad. My first fully evolved starter in GO. With Bite and Flash Cannon for 100. So, what we're going to do here, I'm going to exit out of the Pokemon screen, and let's just see how much experience I got for all this. I hit level 28. Get a bunch of items. My experience went up by 57,000. I still have a 2.5 minutes on the Lucky Egg, too, so if I wanted, I could even try, you know, running around the neighborhood, catching more Pokemon. I'm kind of beat for the day, though, so I'm going to let the Lucky Egg burn out, unless there's any last little Pokemon I could evolve, but I think I took care of everything. I'm going to spend the next little while having to transfer some Pokemon, getting some more candy from Professor Willow, but that is going to be a wrap for this adventure in Pokemon GO. So, at this point, I don't know how much more there is really to show at this point. If there's anything you guys want me to cover in future videos, just leave that in a comment down below. Let me know what you're interested in checking out in Pokemon GO. I'll see what I can do as far as my capabilities and my, what would you call it, transportation, I suppose, you know, ease of reaching different areas and such. See if I can find kind of some special, unique Pokemon. And what I want to do is keep my other phone camera with me so that if something kind of special happens along the way, I can, you know, get the camera out, record the game footage, splice it together in sort of maybe a short little update kind of a thing. And as other updates happen in Pokemon GO, I kind of want to get back into recording even just short little snippets to show off those particular updates. For example, the Party Hat Pikachu. As soon as that comes out on the 27th or 28th, I think, again, 27th, I'm going to probably do a little bit of running around trying to find as many of those Pikachu as I can and show them off in the video. I guess that is going to be a wrap. You see some Pokemon in the neighborhood. Not really much to go over here. I still got 12 hours and 52 minutes until I can get my next coins from the gym. Of course, at this point of the day, my gyms have been taken over by other teams. So unfortunately, I gotta go and fight my way back in. But maybe I'll have another lucky day where I can get 2 or maybe even more gyms for Professor Chaz's team. We'll have to see. But with all that, I want to say thanks for watching today's episode of Pokemon Go. And if you enjoyed the episode and want to see more Pokemon Go content on the channel, leave a like down below and a comment. Let me know what you want to see in the future of Pokemon Go videos. And I'll see what I can do to provide that cool video coverage and information to you folks out there. And once again, well, I want to say again, thanks for watching. And if you want to watch some other stuff that I've done, there is a link in the... No, that's for the other stuff, other playthroughs. If you want to see some other things I've done, there are links on the outro to other videos that I have done, such as Pokemon Sapphire on the weekends. I've got Pokemon Moon playthrough going through on Monday to Friday. Weekly Pokemon TCG videos, and on Mondays usually, news update video thingies as the lucky egg just burns out right now. So, we are done with all of that. And also, there's a link to subscribe during the outro if you want to check out more daily Pokemon content on the channel here. You're welcome to do so, and get those updates as the videos are published. With all that, I've got a lot of video editing to do to get this episode ready to roll as you're watching it on Saturday. So with all that, I want to say once again, for the third time, thank you for watching today's episode of Pokemon Go. Professor Chaz is signing off, and I'll catch you next time.